In today's video, a band of intrepid vampire hunters attempts to quell an undead uprising as we play a Halloween-themed game of Age of Fantasy Skirmish from One Page Rules. Well, hello folks, I'm Lee, your host, and I'm here with Lynn, your other host.
Hello.
Today we're going to play some Age of Fantasy Skirmish from One Page Rules. This is going to be sort of an October episode because 'tis the season. We're going to have some old-fashioned vampire hunters sneaking into the graveyard to try to clear out some of the undead. A vampire and an arch-ghoul have moved into the graveyard and they've started raising up some zombies and some ghouls to harass the local villages. And so the vampire hunter Van Helsing, Abraham Van Helsing, is bringing along his friend Colonel Bierwagen, who is a retired monster hunter, but for this evening's adventure, he has squeezed himself back into his breastplate, and they brought along some fusiliers, some crossbowmen, and some militiamen to help them kind of clear out the graveyard. So here is Van Helsing himself. He has 2 pistols, a great weapon, he is a hero, and he has a toughness of 3. Here is Colonel Bierwagen. He has a Gatling pistol, and he's also a hero and has a toughness of 3. Here are 3 militiamen. One of them has a pistol and a hand weapon, and the other 2 have just 2 hand weapons. They have scout, though, so they're going to be able to forward deploy when the deployment phase comes. Back here are 3 riflemen, 3 fusiliers. Their muskets have a range of 18 inches and AP1. Then we have 3 crossbowmen, and their crossbows have a range of 24 inches and have rending. So if they strike on a 6, they'll not only have AP4, but they're going to be able to ignore any regeneration from the undead, which is handy.
Very.
On the undead side, here is the ferocious Baron Glava, the vampire lord. He is furious, he's a hero, he has toughness of 3, and he is undead, and he has a great weapon with 3 attacks. Here is Karloff, the arch-ghoul. He is a hero, he has regeneration, toughness of 3, he's undead, and he has poison. So if he hits on a 6, that multiplies his hits by 3.
Keep him at a distance.
Keep him at a distance. Then we have some slow zombies, some more zombies, a couple of ghouls, they act individually, and then the Dreadwolf, who has scout, so he will forward deploy just like the militia will. So we're going to play today's game sort of like a solo game. So Lynn will be playing the vampire hunters, and the undead will be secretly deployed according to where these gold coins are. So we put a number underneath each gold coin, and when one of these gold coins gets in line of sight of a vampire hunter, then we'll flip it over and see what it is. It might be a lowly horde of zombies, or perhaps a vampire lord. We won't know.
Keeps it more exciting.
So the undead outnumber the vampire hunters by about 7 to 5, so we're going to give the vampire hunters a small advantage in that they will get initiative each turn. I think that's only fair. They're fighting the good fight. Also, we're going to assume that both teams are very committed to their respective causes, so we're not going to worry too much about morale. We'll assume everyone has righteous zeal. So if the vampires can kill both of the main vampire hunters, that's Colonel Bierwagen and Abraham Van Helsing, that'll be a major victory for them. And if the vampire hunters can kill Karloff the arch-ghoul and Baron Glava the vampire lord, that'll be a major victory for them. So we're going to say no morale really to worry about, but if any of the leaders want to sort of abandon the field, if things are going poorly, that might save them some embarrassment. Okay, so that is the rough overview. We're going to take a minute off screen and set everything up, and then we'll start playing some Age of Fantasy Skirmish, the Halloween edition, vampire hunters versus the smelly undead. Okay, so the 2 teams have deployed more or less. So over here we have the fusiliers for the vampire hunters, and down here are the crossbowmen hiding behind this gravestone. So that's a little sacrilegious, but you got to take cover where you can find it.
We do.
Then over here we have Van Helsing and Colonel Bierwagen, the 2 leaders. And then over here we have the rabble militia with 1 pistolier, and he's got 1 hand weapon, and the other 2 guys have 2 hand weapons. And so total, hand-to-hand, they get 5 attacks, but only 1 pistol shot at range. Now the only real caveat for the monster hunters deploying was they shouldn't be in line of sight of any of the gold coins, which they're not. The Dreadwolf is already visible because he has scout, and so he got to forward deploy. And so the monster hunters are aware that something is moving around the graveyard, so they know he is out there, though they can't quite see him yet. Okay, heading into the top of turn 1, the vampire hunters get to go first, so Lynn will select 1 unit to activate. Okay, so Lynn has made some scientifically precise measurements about her crossbowmen who have a range of 24. She wants to put them over here and have them shoot way over here at the Dreadwolf so that they can try to shoot him and still be out of his charge range, which is 16 inches. Now, the corners and stuff make that a little challenging, but she thinks she's figured it out where one guy will get a clear shot, one guy will get a shot with cover, and one guy will get no shot.
Correct.
So she's going to try to move her crossbowman into position and shoot a couple of bolts at the Dreadwolf, though he will get cover on one of them. So they're over here, and they're shooting way over here at the Dreadwolf. So which die is the one with cover?
Red.
Red. All right. So you need a 5 and a 6. 2 misses.
It's scary in the graveyard.
It is. All the statues and the shadows and everything make it seem like there's a monster around every corner. Okay, so the Dreadwolf has a charge of 16 inches because he's fast, and so I think he can whip around this corner here and charge. So the Dreadwolf lets out a mighty howl and charges in on the Fusiliers. Attacking the Fusiliers. 2 attacks, quality of 5+. No, he misses.
But I can attack back.
You can attack back. You can do a counterattack.
And I get 3 attacks, right?
3 attacks with your rifle butts and bayonets.
And they also hit on a 5+.
1 hit. The wolf defends on a 5+, and he does not, so he takes a wound. He's only got 1 wound, no toughness or anything, so he has to roll on the wound chart. And 2 + 1 is 3, so he is stunned. So the Dreadwolf is stunned, and he's fatigued because he attacked, and the riflemen are fatigued because they attacked. So because the wolf is stunned, if he takes any hits from shooting or he gets charged before he becomes unstunned, then he's taken out of action immediately. So all you have to do is charge him on your activation, and you'll remove him from the board.
Okay, we will do that.
Okay, so you're going to activate the riflemen.
Yes.
They're going to charge the dead wolf, the Dreadwolf,
Who is now a dead wolf.
who is now a dead wolf. And so he is removed from play. Very sad.
But it was very good for us because he has a very vicious bite.
So now the undead get to activate, and we're not sure who is who, but this gold coin is relatively close to these militia guys, so it will activate. And that's a 1, which is what?
Just a lowly ghoul.
With his disease-infested nails. So the ghoul is going to charge these militiamen.
Okay.
He has 1 attack, quality of 4+, but he has poison, so if he gets a 6, it multiplies the hits by 3. So we want a 6.
No, we don't.
The ghoul wants a 6. 6! We want a 6! Oh, 5.
It is a hit.
It is a hit, though. And the militia block on a 5+, I think.
Yep.
Right?
And we blocked it.
You blocked it. So you can counterattack. If you do, you'll be fatigued after that, and then any other attacks this turn will be at a 6 to hit.
Right, except for my shooter.
So are the militia guys going to counterattack?
May as well.
Okay. Hitting on a 5+, 5 attacks, because they have 2 hand weapons. 2 of them have 2 hand weapons, and the pistolier has 1 hand weapon. So you get 5 attacks at a 5+. They're brawlers. 1 hit.
Not very good.
Ghoul defends on a 5+ because he's just running around in a loincloth. And he doesn't take a wound. Needs to roll on the wound chart. And he's out of action. You killed the ghoul. So the monster hunters are flush with victory. The lowly militia takes down a savage ghoul. So you have 3 units left. You have Van Helsing, you have Colonel Bierwagen, and you have these militia guys who have fought the ghoul, but that was on the ghoul's activation, so they can still activate, though they are fatigued right now.
So we're going to back up a little since we're fatigued, and we don't want to get in another brawl.
Okay, so the militiamen are going to back up behind the lines so they can rest a bit, become unfatigued. So the militia backed up. They're kind of fatigued, so they're going to get out of the line of fire for a minute and take a breather. So I think the fates are telling me that the undead want to activate this coin right here, which is a 5. I think that's the Baron.
That's the Baron. Baron Glava.
So the Baron emerges from his crypt. And I think he's going to move right over here. So he's waiting patiently to feast upon the living. So who's activating next? The Colonel?
Colonel Bierwagen.
Okay, what's he going to do?
He's going to run over this way to get in the middle, see if he can get a bead on anyone when they pop out.
Okay. He has his Gatling pistol. He can shoot 9 inches with that. Better than fighting hand-to-hand if you don't have to.
Very much.
So, there is Colonel Bierwagen. He has moved up. He doesn't have a target right now, but he did activate. Okay, now the wily undead get to move.
Yes, they do.
They're about due for some kind of victory here. I think the Fates want this gold coin to activate. It's a 1.
Ghoul.
Ghoul. He's going to move over here. Doesn't quite have the range to attack anybody right now, so he'll try to hide over here and see what happens next. And the last vampire hunter to move is Abraham Van Helsing himself, and what is he going to do?
He can't get close enough to shoot anyone,
Okay.
so he's just going to move straight across to the middle.
So there is Van Helsing with his 2 pistols and his great weapon, and now the rest of the undead get to activate. And what is that? 2, I think, right?
3.
3. Yeah, that would be 2 zombie hordes and the arch ghoul. So let's find out where they are.
The arch ghoul is most likely right next to the vampire.
Well, let's find out. We'll activate this gold coin. It's a 0. That's a zombie horde.
Oh, that is a zombie horde, yeah.
Brains. Brains. Zombies are slow, so they can rush up to 8 inches. Maybe they will act as a screen to protect the vampire. Maybe he will send them forth to kind of harass the living. They're going to wander toward the militia in that general direction. They are going to avenge their friend the ghoul who was chopped to pieces by the militia. Where, oh where is the arch ghoul? Well, let's find out. This coin is a 3.
That is the arch ghoul.
That's the arch ghoul. That's Karloff. So he's going to run up a little bit while still trying to maintain some cover because no one wants to get shot to pieces by muskets. So there he is, Karloff, the arch ghoul. He wants to get his poison claws into some humans.
He does.
And finally, we have this group back here, and that must be zombies, because that's all that's left. And it is a horde of zombies toward the back of the cemetery. So they emerge from hiding, and they're going to harass the living. I guess they will kind of go sort of over this way. Brains. That'd be about 8 right there. So there are the zombies shambling forward to feast upon the living. Okay, so I guess that is the end of turn 1. We didn't say how many turns we were going to, but we're now in turn 2. This is serving as a statue or something like that, so it does have line of sight blocking capabilities, but it also serves as our turn counter. So it's looking suitably spooky back here. We got some zombies, we got a vampire, we got an arch ghoul over here. Then we got some more zombies and a lowly regular ghoul right here, but no Dreadwolf, and we're also missing a second ghoul because he was basically eviscerated by the militia, who got good and drunk before heading out into the graveyard on Halloween to go hunt some zombies and some ghouls. Okay, so now it's turn 2, and the monster hunters get to activate. So the militiamen here see some zombies over here, and they're going to back up a little bit and get out of zombie range. Is that what I understand?
The militia are going to move out of rushing zone from the zombies.
Okay.
But within range of the pistol.
Right. So you have one guy who's got a pistol, so they will back up, firing as they go, apparently.
So make sure they're out of range, but in range.
Okay. What's the pistol range? 9?
Pistol range is 9.
And zombies can rush 8, so that's very convenient.
Yes.
So I think they hit on a 5+, but it is AP1. Shoot for the head.
They hit.
So that's a direct hit on a zombie. I think they defend on a 5+, right? Except now it's a 6 because it's AP1, because it's a firearm. And no. So one zombie is dispatched. Blah. So the militia backed up, shot a zombie, And now we go to the undead turn. Let's see, are there any undead who can charge the living? The living all have missile weapons for the most part. All right, so this lowly ghoul here is going to rush around. He doesn't really want to attack Bierwagen because Bierwagen is much better in hand-to-hand. So he's going to try to charge the Fusiliers. So he will kind of rush around, charge them. It's still 3-on-1, but maybe he can poison one of them with his filthy claws. The ghoul attacks on a 4+, so he is a somewhat better fighter than the normal humans, but he only defends on a 5+ because he's running around in filthy rags.
Correct.
Okay, 4+. That's a hit.
Okay.
So the Fusiliers defend on a 5+.
5. Yes, they defend. So they will attack back.
The fates are with the monster hunters this Halloween.
Yes.
3 attacks on a 5+.
They drank enough to steady their nerves.
Just enough rum to steady their nerves.
1 hit.
1 hit. Ghoul defends on a 5+. And he does not. He does not block it.
He rolls on the wound chart.
Rolls on the wound chart. And he is stunned. So the ghoul is stunned. So he falls over.
Fatigued.
He's fatigued.
We are fatigued.
He activated. And so if anybody charges him or shoots him successfully, then he will be dispatched. So that is the undead's turn. Now the humans get to go again. So you could have these guys or Colonel Bierwagen charge that ghoul and remove him.
Colonel Bierwagen is going to run around him and charge him from the head.
Okay, so he's going to run around this way and stomp on his head.
Yes.
Squish.
That way he won't be blocking the Fusiliers.
Yeah, that's good thinking, Ray. Bierwagen activated. Didn't do too much, but he did stomp a ghoul. So now it is the undead's turn again. I guess I better get my heavy hitters into the game here, or it's going to be very embarrassing. Okay, to help stem the tide of the human scourge, Baron Glava is going to move. He's going to move about 6 inches over this way, and another 6 over this way, toward those pesky humans, which puts him in sight of some tasty militia. So in response to that, Lynn is going to have Van Helsing move up and shoot his pistols at Baron Glava. So he moves up just a little bit.
Just enough to get in range.
Just enough to get in range of the vampire. Shooting with a quality of 4+ with 2 pistols. So bang, bang, right over there.
1 hit.
1 hit. AP1?
AP1.
Baron Glava normally defends with a 3+. Now it's a 4+ because it's AP1 on the pistol. And he does not block it. Boy, the undead are rolling a lot of 1s this game.
But since he's got a tough of 3, he doesn't have to roll on the wound chart.
No, just takes 1 wound. So the Baron takes 1 wound, and that is Van Helsing's activation. Let's see who's left for the undead horde. Not many. So Karloff here is going to scoot all the way over here. He's going to try to flood the zone on this side. So he's going to go way over here. So there he is right there. All right, who's left on the human side? Okay, the riflemen still get to activate, as do the crossbowmen. So which one is going to go?
Crossbowmen first.
Okay, where are those wily crossbowmen going to go? You can move 6 and still shoot.
Right.
So the crossbowmen are making a lateral move so they can line up a clear shot at some shambling zombies. So there's the crossbowmen, and they're going to shoot way over here at that pod of zombies. So crossbowmen here, shooting zombies over here.
They hit on a 5+. On 6, they do rending. No.
No hits.
No hits.
Crossbow bolts are loosed wildly, but they just stick into the zombie shoulders and thigh bones, and no one's really taken out.
Okay, now which zombie pod is going to move?
Well, let's see. These zombies will move their 8. How's that? Brains. Crossbowmen brains. So the zombie horde is shambling forward, trying to come to grips with these missile weapon troops. So the last group you have to activate are these Fusiliers here, and they're going to move up and shoot somebody, right?
Yep, they're going to shoot the zombies.
Okay. I shot the zombie. So, Fusiliers shooting these zombies.
Hitting on a 5+. 1 hit.
1 hit. Zombie defends on a 5+. AP 1 though, right?
Yes.
So it's a 6 he needs to block. Doesn't get it. 1 zombie is dispatched. I would say he's killed, but he is removed from the mortal realm. Poor zombie. Okay, so that's everybody on the human side, correct?
Correct. So, and you have 1 batch of zombies left.
1 batch of zombies. So these zombies are going to shamble forward about 8 inches, which gets them 1 inch shy of the militiamen. So they will kind of move up here. Ouch. I just stabbed myself on this mausoleum. So the militiamen backpedal just enough to be out of charging range, but the zombies are right there. You can smell their stench. Okay, so that is the end of turn 2. We go into turn 3, and the undead are closing in.
Yes, they are. It's getting dangerous now.
Particularly because the vampire lord and the arch ghoul are moving in. Okay, so for the first activation of turn 3, the militia guys are going to back up about 6 and shoot a pistol shot at the zombie horde. They do not want to engage them in hand-to-hand, though they are better fighters in hand-to-hand than the poor zombies. So the militia guys here are backing up, and they're going to shoot at the zombies, and they need to hit on a 5+, correct? With
Yes.
1 pistol shot. 1 lucky shot. No!
They're getting nervous because they're getting too close.
Right. They're backing up toward the edge of the board.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Well, let's see. So I suppose the zombies will move in on Van Helsing here. They could try to attack the militia, but he's closer, so they will move in on Van Helsing. So 2 zombies hitting on a 5+. On the famous Abraham Van Helsing. 2 hits from the zombies. And he defends on a what?
4+.
A 4+. So he can probably block these. No!
2 hits.
So that inflicts 2 wounds on Van Helsing. That's pretty good.
Yep.
So is he going to strike back? So Van Helsing could strike back. But if he does, then every other time he's in melee this turn, he'll be hitting on a 6. Though his pistols, I think he can still shoot. But he could choose not to attack, and then the zombies would just back up 1 inch.
They're going to back up 1 inch anyway, right?
Unless you wipe them out, which you could because you have 3 attacks.
If I don't wipe them out, they're in my way. So we're going to attack back.
Okay. So Van Helsing is attacking the zombies. Throwing caution to the wind, hitting on a 4+. No hits. Oh, Abraham. When it mattered most. Okay, so Abraham, flush with his earlier victories, now fails to damage the zombies since they move back 1 inch. And now the humans get to activate somebody. So it's the humans' turn, and you think you're going to have Van Helsing kind of move over this way and then shoot at Baron Glava, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so Van Helsing has a brace of pistols, and he's shooting over here at the Baron. Hitting on a what? A 4+?
4+.
No hits.
Abraham, you suck.
The nerves are getting to him.
Yep.
Then Baron Glava is going to close ranks with his mortal enemy, Van Helsing, who the zombies have conveniently softened up, so that's pretty cool. Baron Glava gets 3 attacks with his great weapon. It's really great, with a quality of 3+. AP 3. So he might be able to strike down Abraham.
Most likely, since he only has 1 hit point left.
So 3 attacks on a 3+ from Baron Glava. 2 hits. And you defend on a 6 because of the AP 3. No. So he takes 2 wounds. So Van Helsing is up to 4 wounds. He needs to roll on the wound chart and add 4. He wants to get less than an 8. 8. So he's out of action. So that is the end of Abraham Van Helsing. He was chopped down by his mortal enemy after the zombies softened him up a little bit. So, yeah, good job, zombies. So the Crossbowmen are enraged at the loss of their leader, so they're going to move a little bit and then shoot at Baron Glava with their rending crossbows.
Yep.
So the crossbowmen are right here, and they're shooting across the battlefield at Baron Glava. So he chops down Van Helsing, and then probably gets a chest full of crossbow quarrels. Hitting on a 5+. No hits.
Okay, what are you going to do?
The worm has turned, huh?
Yep.
So next, I think these two zombies here are going to say hello to Colonel Bierwagen. So they're attacking here. I think they hit on a 5+. One attack each. One hit.
5+.
5+. Does not block it. The Baron takes one wound. He can attack back if he likes. I think he's got 3 attacks.
He does, so he's going to use them all.
Use them all on the zombie horde. Fight, fight, fight. No hits because he needs a 5+. That's unfortunate. And the zombies back up 1. They've activated. So the humans get to activate.
And Colonel Bierwagen is going to shoot them.
He's going to shoot them with his Gatling pistol. So he's going to unleash a volley of shots. 3 shots with the Gatling pistol on the zombies. No hits. Oh my God. The humans have lost their nerve after some early victories.
I think it's time to run away.
They're now all scaredy cats.
Yep.
He should have had some schnapps before he got onto the battlefield.
I guess.
Steady his nerves. Okay, emboldened by the change of fortune on the battlefield, Karloff is going to move forward. 12, he's going to rush forward. So Karloff is here behind a screen of zombies. And now you have some Fusiliers who can shoot. So the Fusiliers are going to attempt to get out of Karloff's charging range, but still be in range to shoot him. So, ensuring they are outside of Karloff's charging range, the Fusiliers have moved back. They're going to unleash their muskets on the Archghoul, hitting on a 5+ and AP 1, right? 1 hit. So Karloff's offense is good. His defense is not great. It's only a 5+. And now it's a 6 because there's AP1 on the muskets. He does not block it. He takes a wound. Karloff takes a wound, but he's got 3 to play with.
That is the end of round 3.
That's the end of round 3. Let's go into round 4. Shall we make this the last round? So this will be the last round for all the marbles. See if you can bring down an Archghoul or a vampire. So the humans get to activate. Who do you think is going to activate first on the human side?
The militia are going to charge the vampire.
Oh, that's great. That's a great idea.
Since they get 5 attacks. They are enraged.
Okay, so the militia are going to charge Baron Glava. They charge in. Militia, for all their faults, are actually pretty good because they get 2 attacks each, except for the pistol guy who gets 1. But that's still 5 attacks, hitting on a 5+. And
2 hits.
2 hits. And Baron Glava has defense of 3+.
Yep.
No AP from the militia guys.
No AP. We need you to fail this.
Defending twice. He does. He blocks both hits. And one thing I forgot to do, Baron Glava does not have any regeneration, but Karloff does, and so he actually gets a save on that wound on a 5 or better. Does not save it, so the wound stays, and that is the militia. So I guess the Baron will attack back. Quality of 3+, AP 3 with a great weapon, attacking 3 times, so the militia may learn the folly of their actions.
Oh well, they had to try.
They had to try. 2 hits, defending on a 6 from the vampire's great weapon. No, so 2 militia guys are killed. I presume, do you want to kill the pistol guy or the non-pistol guys? So the pistol guy is killed, as is one of the regular militia, leaving 1 militia guy left to confront the vampire. But the vampire is also fatigued. So who just moved? The militia just moved.
Yep.
Which means the undead get to go.
Yep.
So these 2 zombies are going to move in on the militia guy now that he's fatigued. And they attack with a 5+. Brains. Oops. 1 hit.
Okay.
Defending on a 5+. No! Takes a wound. Rolls on the wound chart. and is knocked over. So he takes a wound and he's stunned. So that is 2 zombies versus 1 militia guy. Now the humans get to go again. So the humans get to go, and the Fusiliers are going to shoot at Karloff, the arch-ghoul, who has 1 wound. So they shoot on a 5+. No hits from the Fusiliers.
Okay, what are you going to do?
Yeah, so I think Baron Gerlach is going to walk over here and, feast upon the militia guy. So the guy who's lying on the ground. Before he can become unstunned, he's going to be indoctrinated into the vampire's army of undead thralls. So that is the end of the pesky militia. They were a thorn in our side. So Colonel Bierwagen is going to move back. He wants to be out of range of the arch-ghoul. And he's going to shoot these zombies with his Gatling pistol. Is that about the size of it?
Yes, it is.
So he's going to unleash the power of his technologically advanced Gatling pistol. Let's call it an anachronism. And he's going to shoot these 2 zombies with it. And he hits on a 5+.
One hit.
1 hit on the zombies. Zombies defend on a 6 because the pistol is AP1. Does not block it, so 1 zombie is dispatched. Okay, so I have 1 zombie left, and I have Karloff the arch-ghoul. So I think this zombie is going to attack the Fusiliers. Roar! They're a somewhat softer target and oh so juicy. So the zombie is going to move in, try to help himself to some Fusilier cranium. So 1 zombie attack on a 5+. He hits!
Oh, jeez. Defending on a 5+.
Oh, he does. He blocks it.
We're going to attack back. Why not?
So 3 Fusiliers are going to use their bayonets and their rifle butts and pummel that poor zombie. He just wanted to be their friend. He takes a hit, defends on a 5+, does not, takes a wound, rolls on the wound chart, and he is stunned. So the zombie is stunned. Okay, so that was the zombie. And the last group of humans for this turn are the Crossbowmen, who are going to move up. So they're going to shoot at Karloff rather than the Baron because Karloff is squishier.
He is. He's not wearing as much armor.
So the Crossbowmen are shooting at Karloff. 3 attacks, 5+. I think they have rending on those things.
Yes, they do. So we need a 6. 2 6s.
2 6s. I think that's AP4 and no regeneration.
Correct.
So that's great. For you,
For me, yes.
got to block it on a 6 if I can. Maybe you can get some retribution for Van Helsing. No, he does not block it, so he takes 2 hits. So he's got to roll on the wound chart and add 3 wounds, but it takes an 8 to take him out.
Right.
No! So he is stunned. So it's a little unfortunate. They didn't outright kill him, but they did fill his chest full of crossbow bolts, and he is incapacitated for the moment, though perhaps he can stand up if we went into turn 5. But this is the end of turn 4, so that is the end of the game. So let's take stock of where we are. The zombies and Baron Glava made short work of poor Van Helsing and some militia guys, so they're feasting. They're having a Halloween feast right now. I think Colonel Bierwagen made a pretty good accounting of himself. He did some damage. And the Crossbowmen, they did knock down Karloff. Did they do anything else this game?
Nope.
Not really, huh?
Not really.
And then finally, the Fusiliers, who were not that great at shooting, but did manage to pummel a zombie in hand-to-hand. So that's something they can take a zombie head back to the pub and hang it on the wall and say, hey, this is what we did last Halloween. What did you do? And perhaps if we were going into round 5, they might be able to shoot Karloff and take him out. But then also that would give the vampire and perhaps the zombies an opportunity to feast on some more humans. So we're going to call it good right here in round 4. And these Crossbowmen and Colonel Bierwagen are going to slink away into the night. So the monster hunters did manage to thin out the ranks of the undead considerably. So the Dreadwolf is gone, and 2 ghouls and 3 zombies. So that's a lot fewer undead to harass the villagers in the dead of night. However, those victories came at a high cost with the death of the militia and Abraham Van Helsing, who was chopped down by his rival, Baron Glava. So yeah, they'll have to drink a toast to Abraham back at the pub because he put up a valiant fight, and his monster hunters looked like they were winning early in the game, but when they came to grips with the actual undead, the tide turned somewhat. And
I think the rum wore off.
And Lynn says she votes for these two lowly zombies to be the game's MVPs.
Yeah, because they softened up Van Helsing. 2 hits.
Yeah, they did. They whittled down Van Helsing, which allowed the big boss to come in and chop him down. So good job, zombies. All right, folks, we hope you enjoyed this Halloween-themed game of Age of Fantasy Skirmish from One Page Rules. We'll be back soon with some more tabletop wargaming weirdness. But until then, take care of yourselves.
Watch out for them vampires.
And watch out for them vampires.